All right, Travels with Dottie here. We have an exciting emergency, urgent video.
Hi, guys.
We're on camera. Sally's with me, and the generator saga continues, my friends. It continues. So to catch you up, my Honda 2200 developed problems. It kept failing at only 16 or 1700 watts. I got troubleshooting by a Honda repair person, and he said there's something definitely wrong with it. It should not be doing that. And so it wouldn't run my AC. As you know, I don't have electricity, and it's hot here. So I decided it was under warranty. I was going to get it fixed when I get up in Eagle Nest later in the next month. And I went to Tractor Supply and I bought a Champion 4650. And guess what?
I'm guessing
it failed.
It might have failed.
It failed. And the troubleshooting with them was they have a feature that shuts it down when it detects too much carbon monoxide so you don't die. And it's not supposed to do that when the generator's like on the ground with not anything around it. But Champion said it's got a faulty sensor. So when I bought it from Tractor Supply, they said we have you can return it in 30 days for any reason. And so I returned it just now. And they gave me a little bit of static, but I got it returned, and I was going to go to buy a Predator 5000 from Tractor Supply.
Nope, Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight. So while Tractor Supply was open, Harbor Freight is closed because non-essential businesses have been ordered closed in Las Vegas, New Mexico because of the flood issues.
So I'm wondering, how does Tractor Supply get to be an essential business and Harbor Freight is not?
They may be outside the city limits.
Oh, Tractor Supply?
Yeah, they may be outside the city limits. That's my guess.
Oh, that would be interesting.
But anyway,
so we can't go to this Harbor Freight.
So we have to go to Santa Fe, which is why.
Do you know the way to San Jose?
No,
we're going to Santa Fe.
Santa Fe, yeah. So I enlisted
Good thing I'm not
Sally for a couple reasons. Not in order of priority. One is it sucks to take a long trip by yourself.
How long is this trip?
70 miles.
Okay, good.
And I could use the company.
That's
Plus,
why Kit's here.
And Kit's here. Dottie's like in the back. You can see.
She's not sacked out though.
She's in the back chilling.
Did you want to go see Dottie?
So I know you can't really see us that
clearly,
well, but you can hear us. It's good enough.
You get a piece of us.
It's good enough. So the second reason is, you may not know this, but Sally used to own and operate a business, a landscaping business, a business that is heavily small engine related. Yep. She knows a lot about this. So we're going to make sure she's going to help me make sure I'm doing the right thing, buying this Predator brand. She doesn't know, but I sent her a link to it on her phone. So on the way down, she can look at the model and tell me if she thinks, and she can look at other ones that are for sale there. Mm-hmm. And she can tell me if she recommends that I buy this one.
Now, I'm going to point out, for those of you that are watching at home, that we just got back no more than 20 minutes before you came back, maybe half an hour. Because we'd been out for an adventure, and then we went to Walmart, and by the time, I guess it was about a half an hour, because we came back, I got all my groceries put away. I had to clean my whole vegetable bin in my refrigerator because there was gunk in the bottom of it, so there was that. And I had just finally made breakfast at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And I no sooner finished putting the last forkful in my mouth when Rob called and said, "Hey, want to go on an adventure? Why not?" So here we are. I did get my dishes done. I got my hose disconnected. I wanted to get my hose disconnected because we've had so much rain here that I didn't want to run the chance of having another storm this afternoon. And because my hose is fabric covered, it would then be soaking wet to put away for travel day for me tomorrow. So that's all done.
So it was pretty quick. I got home and I fired up the generator to put the AC on, and it failed almost immediately it stopped with the red blinking light saying carbon monoxide. I was like, okay, this is
that's not working.
That's not going to work. So I immediately went to Tractor Supply, and even with them giving me some resistance, I think it was under 5 minutes, and I was out with the receipt in my hand with the credit on my account.
Good deal. Hey, I'm curious, when you're running your generator, do you run it for about 5 minutes, not under load, before you put any load on it?
No.
So for longevity,
Do that.
And the same thing on the back end. I always knew about, letting it idle for about 5 minutes before you put any load on it, but also do that on the back end. Take your load off and then let it basically cool down for about 5 minutes before you shut it off. That's really good practice.
So this Predator is a little bit more powerful. It's a 5,000 surge. It's 5,000 surge versus 4,650. I don't know what the running watts are, but I'm betting it's a little bit more than probably more than what I need. Anything over 30 amps is a waste for me. But
actually, no.
No,
and the reason is that the bigger the implement that you're running, the bigger the generator that you've got in this case, the more capacity it has versus the amount that you need, the less hard it's working. And that's another longevity thing.
Well, there's another reason for bringing Sally along. And it's also dual fuel.
Oh, goody. You want to really make it good? Never put gas in it.
Really?
Really. Because it's gas that gums up the carb.
Right.
And it's gas that, unless it's fuel injected, which I seriously don't know in a few minutes. But it's gas that gums up the carb. And that was why the last generator that I bought for my travel trailer, I bought a dual fuel for that very reason.
I mean, one thing I hear is it's less powerful under propane.
Right, but it doesn't matter because you're already getting more capacity than you need.
And like, how long is it going to run on a 20-pound tank? Am I constantly having to go to the propane dealer versus the gas station?
I don't know I don't know the complete answer to that. I know that I used the same propane tank for my, because I was still living in the house at that point. I used the same propane tank for my generator when I was camping and for my barbecue when I was at home. And I would say I probably ran the AC on that generator, on that tank of fuel, for probably about 8 days, and pretty consistently. And the barbecue for probably about 3 or 4 months at least. And I barbecued a lot without ever having to refill that tank. So I think a fairly long time.
So it makes sense to try it with propane first.
I would.
I mean, I've got a 20-pound full tank in the back right now.
Yeah, I would try it with propane first. And does this one have an auto start or a remote start or no?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I sent you the link.
I haven't gotten there yet.
I don't think it has the remote start, which is kind of a bummer.
Well, and the other thing that I would say, Rob, since we're going to Santa Fe, do you belong to Sam's Club?
No.
Because it might be worth checking.
Do you belong to Sam's Club?
I do.
Can we use your membership? Will they allow me to come in with you? Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'll look and see.
Okay, so the list of reasons for getting Sally to come with me is getting longer every minute. And I know this is probably interesting to a lot of you because this is very typical RV life struggles.
Yes.
Right? And quite often
stuff happens.
Multiple things will happen at the same time. Like, probably if it wasn't for the storm and the flooding problem here, I would be back setting up my Predator that I bought all by myself at Harbor Freight.
Yep.
But I'm not. I can't because they're closed indefinitely.
And indefinitely means, according to the ranger that I talked to, probably about 10 days.
Okay. So I did think, I mean, the app said this is in stock, but you can't always trust apps. So I called.
Good.
And she put the phone down and had me sit there for 10 minutes while I listened to her check people out. But then I realized...
She had somebody going to look?
No. I realized that I'm retired and I don't have anything to do today.
You know what Donna taught me?
What's that?
I've got all the time in the world.
So I waited for her to finish with her customers, and she got back to me. I gave her the item number, and she said, I have 3 of them, and we're open until 8 o'clock.
Cool.
So if you need my hotspot, it's still turned on.
I'm fine now because we're not in the middle of nowhere. But thank you.
As we get closer to Santa Fe, I bet it gets better and better.
Probably even gets better on my phone. Where we were earlier today, I've got Verizon, he's got AT&T, and I had absolutely zero signal, and Rob had, what were you getting, like 60 down?
Yeah.
So he generously turned on his hotspot.
So if we find something at Sam's, can you just take my card out of my hand and use my card to pay for it while I'm standing there? Or?
Maybe.
And if not, I can transfer you the cash.
Okay.
If that works for you.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, I'm using a card, but I'm not using credit.
I never use credit. I just charge everything.
But I have a business
weird.
charge card that I use. And it's always good to use a credit card.
Yep.
And explain to our users why it's always good to use a credit card.
There are several reasons. Thank you for asking. One of the ones that I like the best is the credit card that I use for everything except fuel. I get 2% back on everything that I purchase. So why wouldn't I charge?
So she wants to buy my generator.
Yes, I do.
Her card.
Yeah,
reason number one, ding.
Yeah, I can use an extra $20. Why not? You know? So that's reason number one to charge everything. And oh, by the way, let's be really clear. When I say I charge everything...
Okay, the road closed to traffic.
Oh,
there's our first bump in the road.
When I say I charge everything, but then I pay the bill at the end of the, when the statement comes in. So I charge everything all month long. I pay the bill every month. I do not use a credit card and accumulate interest because that's a really bad choice.
Terrible idea.
Yeah, that's definitely not a good choice. But that's reason number one. Reason number two is that if you've got a good credit card, and if you don't, then you should go get one because they're not that hard to find. But if you've got a good credit card, then often they will double the warranty on the thing that you're buying. And that's a really big deal, especially with a big item. So, Rob, one of the things that we can do, if we decide to go to Sam's Club and get it there, I can add you to my Sam's Club card as my additional user.
Oh, really?
And it doesn't cost anything. And I offered it to my brother because I share my Costco card with him, and he said, I don't want it. I'm like, okay, fine. Doesn't cost you anything, but...
And you've got great reasons, and you haven't even gotten to the big one yet.
Which big one? What am I missing?
Well, the one that you're missing is your ability to dispute the charge.
Oh, that too.
That's, in particular, there's a federal law with consumer credit cards, and not debit cards, but credit cards.
Yeah, credit, not debit, guys. Be clear about that.
I mean, I've had people say, well, my bank says they'll do the same thing on a debit card. I don't care. I don't care. Your debit card, the cash comes out of
your checking account.
If you're using a credit card, nothing comes out of your checking account, and when you dispute the charge, you don't accrue any interest, you don't get billed.
And it doesn't affect your credit rating.
And it doesn't affect your credit rating. So that's big protection. You have 60 days from the date of purchase to dispute that charge. 60 days by law. And for example, if they decided, oh my God, we shouldn't have taken that generator back. Tractor Supply, and they tried to charge me back for it. I could dispute that, and there's no way they would win that.
No way in the world.
I would win every time. So I'm covered and I'm safe. Had I used a debit card and they put through the transaction, they could have taken that money right back, and it would have been a battle.
It would have been a big battle. You probably still would have won, but it would have been a battle.
Big battle. So debit cards are, if you can avoid having money come out of your account when you do a transaction,
always a better choice.
Always a better choice.
And another part of the reason for that is, here's another financial tip for the day, guys. Keep a minimal amount of money in your checking account just in case something comes through that you weren't expecting, that you had a debit. Like I have a couple of things that get automatically deducted from my checking account every month. So my habit is when I go to pay bills, I make sure I put enough in my checking account to be able to cover that stuff. But the rest of my money sits in a high-paying regular savings account, but I'm getting almost 5% on it. And I'm not getting anything on checking to speak of. I think it's like 0.01 or something like that. So make your money work for you. Get as much out of it as you possibly can. And so when you charge everything throughout the month, the other thing that happens is, in addition to the fact that you're being able to do all these other cool things that we talked about, get cash back, get a double warranty, and have the ability to be able to dispute, you're also earning more interest on the money that's sitting in your savings account waiting for you to pay that bill. So
Yeah.
I think it's a win-win-win.
Yeah.
Win. What do you think, Kit? What's your opinion about financial stuff? Do you have one?
As long as you can afford my dog food, I'm good. I'm cool.
Is that
And my
the
treats.
thing? Is that the thing? You just want to make sure that we can afford to keep buying you dog food, huh? Yeah. Is that the thing? Here, let's have a little Kit cam. Right there. Can you look at the people? Look at the people. Can you smile? Can you give a big smile to the people? Yes, you're such a good boy.
So another topic is good advice specifically for RVers, full-time RVers, that we may not be taking today. But one of the good things about the Tractor Supply purchase, as you pointed out this morning, I don't have to return it to that store. And there are lots of Tractor Supply places out there.
Yes. Also true for Harbor Freight, though.
Harbor Freight too, but not for Sam's.
Right.
Well, my point was the number and frequency of Sam's Clubs is far less than Harbor Freight and Tractor Supply.
That is true.
That's the one thing that it's the reason I bought my tires for the truck at Discount Tire.
Yep, me too.
Because I can usually within an hour get to a Discount Tire if I need to. And when you have problems with the tires you bought from them, they usually don't blink about making it right.
Correct.
So that's a good full-timer tip, is to do business with places that are
everywhere.
That are everywhere.
That are
you can get
ubiquitous.
to. Yeah. But the Sam's Club thing, in this case, the benefit may outweigh that a little bit.
Yeah. And part of the reason I joined Sam's Club, which I just did last September, is that I'm finding in New Mexico, Sam's Club is much more prevalent than Costco. So I'm finding them a whole lot easier, and they're, hey, stop.
Are you going on to Sam's Club now? Is that what you
No, I'm actually responding to Donna, who wants to borrow my chopper.
Oh.
And telling her, sorry.
Yeah, I would have invited her to go along with us, but there's just, if I had a bigger vehicle.
It would have been a bit crowded, and quite frankly, I had enough of sitting in the back today.
Yeah, I figured this is a little bit longer trip too.
Yeah.
And hi kid, you're gonna, like, as long as you're there doing that, you're gonna get the attention of everyone watching this video is gonna care more about what you're doing than what we're saying.
That's right, because you're pretty cute. You are the star of the show, aren't you, kid?
So do you know what brand Sam's Club carries by any chance?
I don't know. I'm going to go look right now and see it. They may not have any in stock because it's still summer. So that's the kind of thing that Sam's Club and Walmart will more often have in the wintertime.
Generators?
Yeah, in the fall and winter. Because people are getting ready for storms and power outages and that kind of stuff. They typically don't necessarily carry them all year long, but let's see.
The only thing that the Predator is missing that would be really nice is a remote start. That's pretty sweet.
And I wonder if you can't add one
Aftermarket?
Aftermarket, yeah.
We're getting behind a real slow RV.
Man, that could be so annoying.
Why isn't he going 75?
I wonder.
It's nice, though, having the truck and being able to go the speed limit.
Yes, it is.
Without worrying about it. Because, trust me, I'm going 75 right now. And if I were pulling my trailer, there was no chance I would be going faster than 62. And don't ask me about 62. It's just the number that I've settled on.
Well,
it's 62.
And my number is 65 on the GPS, which is 63 in real life. So check your GPS versus your odometer if you haven't, and see if there isn't some difference. Because mine is.
No, it's pretty much the same.
Interesting.
They're both 76 right now because I'm going downhill.
Huh.
A friend of mine says, the safest thing to do is just drive your age. He's 88.
Uh-huh. Well, that's an interesting take.
You hear that, guys out there? The safest thing to do in the RV is to drive your age. You can quote Sally Forth.
No, you cannot. No, you cannot. I do not recommend that. Unless your age is, 62.
62. Well, mine's not 62.
Neither is mine.
So I don't know why I've settled on that number. I just did, and I'm comfortable driving 62. So at 75, I'm going 62, and I'm sorry, you're going to have to go around me.
Well, and I kind of have given it a great deal of thought. So I'll share my thoughts if you like.
Go ahead.
Because my speed is 63, which is not really different from 62.
It's absolutely different.
It's a whole one. It's one. But one is the loneliest number.
And if I travel for 8 hours in a day, it's 8 miles.
Uh-huh. I don't travel for 8 hours in a day.
Neither do I, but it sounded good.
Anyway, part of the reason that I like it is that, sorry, I'm looking at generators.
And by the way, you're not looking at the road because it's not very interesting.
It's not terribly interesting. Although there's that big promontory out there.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting.
Almost a mesa.
Almost. It's a butte.
It sure is a butte.
Okay, so we got a 2300 watt at Sam's Club. Let's see if we got anything else. Free shipping. They've got a Westinghouse 12,500 watt remote electric start.
12,500? How big is that thing?
Pretty
Holy
damn
crap.
big.
Yeah, it's too big.
Yeah. They've got the Champion that you just returned. I'm curious, what'd you pay for it at Tractor Supply?
With tax, just over 800.
That was a 3650, right? Oh, that wasn't the dual fuel though.
4650.
4650.
Not a dual fuel.
And not dual fuel.
And I think the 4650 dual fuel has a remote start.
Yeah, this Champion 3650 dual fuel, I think, has a remote start. That's on sale for $400.
I'm like understandably a little skittish about Champion right now.
Oh yeah, but it's like a completely different model. Let me just look at that real quick. I think that's shipping only.
But I bet you anything the CO, the carbon monoxide sensor is exactly the same.
Yep, with CO shield.
Yeah.
Just say no to that one.
I did notice when I unplugged it, the module, and plugged it back in, one of the little receptacles had like purple dye or something in it.
Huh. Yeah, it's definitely triggered. Oh, they got a Generac portable with electric start.
How big?
The model number is 8000E. 8,000 running watts, 10,000 starting watts.
Thank you.
It's on sale for $900.
And in Generac, I don't know about them. I don't know anything about them.
You don't know anything about Generac?
I don't know. I don't. I've heard of them. I know what they are. I know they're really big in the home market.
Yeah, they're probably the primary provider of whole house generators that are hardwired in with an automatic switch.
Right. But this is not that.
But this is not that. I've never actually seen a portable Generac, which doesn't mean anything one way or the other.
They have any Hondas or Predators?
Well, they won't have Predators because that's a Harbor Freight brand.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I wonder who the manufacturer is.
Good question. I think. Who do I think it is? I think it's probably Westinghouse, but I'm not positive about that. I have to actually look at it. Again.
You're the one that told me a couple of times you've heard good things about the Predator brand.
Yes. And I have. So I don't see anything at Sam's Club that is in stock inappropriate.
Okay. I've looked at Home Depot and Lowe's, and there's nothing.
Okay.
And I didn't know where else to look.
I don't know how a 12.5-pound dog can put all of his weight on one paw and have it be the equivalent of 43 pounds.
Kid, what are you doing, kid?
He says, I'm leaning. I'm just leaning.
Well, I'm going to shut this off and turn it back on when we have
A decision?
information. Sally is here. Sally's scrutinizing everything here. And there doesn't appear to be any candidate other than this one right here.
Oh, okay. This is still, even on propane, this is 3,600 watts, which is way more than you need.
Right, 3,600 running watts.
Running watts, yeah. And there's still 5,000 starting watts. So, and the last one that I bought was dual fuel, came with the hose and the regulator for the propane.
And it's electric start, just the only thing is there's no remote start, which is
Right.
fine.
Yeah. I mean, you know, a push button start is good,
It does have the 30 amp.
which is awesome.
Okay, all right, well, let's go make the purchase.
Okay. Let's spend money. Let's spend Rob's money.
Oh. Say that again, Sally.
We are not crews and we do not fly, which is in reference to the fact that Garmin and Google, when you select a location on the map, they give you the distance as the crow flies instead of waiting or choosing some direction. But once you choose the routing directions, then it'll tell you how far it really is.
So it said 42, and it's actually 72. That's a pretty big difference.
Well, unless we wanted to start flying. How
Right.
fast can you flap your little wings?
So we got the Predator 5000.
We did.
Dual fuel.
Dual fuel, and what did we not know because we couldn't see it on the website?
Remote start. It
Remote
does have
start.
a remote start.
And it's got an electric start as well.
Right.
So
Well, yeah.
You can start it electric, push button start electric from the unit itself, but it also has a remote, which means that you should be able to start it from inside, no problem.
So we're going to start it with propane because Sally is pretty insistent that it's better. I'm going to be happier. There's a reduction in capacity when you use propane versus gas, but it's not material in my case.
Right, because
it's still in excess. I mean, here's the thing. You have a 30 amp service on your RV. That means your maximum wattage allowed under 30 amps is 3,600.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. And you don't want to be running at full capacity anyway.
Right. But you want to be able to get close to the top maximum.
Yeah.
You know.
You want to have enough headroom.
Right. You want to have headroom to, while your AC's running, to cook something in the microwave.
Yeah. And I'm assuming the Champion had a 30 amp plug for your RV, right?
It did.
Okay.
It did. And it was true 30 amps. But this has the advantage of not having to mess with the gasoline. I was like, I have 20 pound tanks, and I'm just wondering how long is a 20-pound tank going to last me on hot days, and I'll find out.
And you have gasoline as well, right?
I have gasoline as well, but what you said is
if you keep the gas out of it, you'll never have a dirty carb.
Right. And so start with propane, and if propane's going to work, stick with it.
Yeah. And
maybe use gas in some kind of emergency, and I can't imagine that would be you're in a place where you can't refill your propane tank.
Right. And if you plan appropriately, how many propane tanks do you have?
4.
Yeah. So if you plan
have
appropriately,
4.
I don't think you're going to have a problem. And it according to its rating, it's only 4 decibels louder than the Honda 2000 from my recollection of its rating.
And what were the running watts for propane?
Propane is 3,650, and gas I think was 3,900.
So the Champion on gas, it was 30. That's exactly what it was, 3,650.
Oh, so you get a little more capacity here.
No, it's exactly the same as the Champion.
Right, propane to gas. So you actually get a little more capacity if you're running gas.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I might want to put a seatbelt on.
So here's the interesting thing is that the bad luck with the Champion might have turned into good luck for me.
Let's hope so. I think having remote start is really cool. Red's my favorite color after blue.
And if there's something wrong with it, it's another trip to Santa Fe tomorrow to switch it for one of the other one that I know that they have.
And hopefully it's not going to be a case of you get to use it 3 days and then it goes bad. But she said you've got 12 weeks to return it.
Mm-hmm.
And if for some unknown reason you want to buy the extended warranty, you got 30 days to do that. You're warm, kid.
And I kept thinking, well, so 12 weeks, what's the manufacturer warranty? And I'm like, wait a minute, they are the manufacturer.
Right, but the manufacturer warranty is different. That's the return warranty.
Right. So is there a manufacturer's warranty?
Yes, which I'm sure is at least 1 and probably 2 years.
I'll have to
Although
check.
I didn't actually look at it. Let me see if it shows on the box. I took a couple pictures of the box so I could refer to it.
Now it was more, I think we were at about a little over 800 for the old one, and this is 1100, so it's $300 more, but I think I'm getting $300 more generated.
I think so too, yeah. But I think this one is heavy enough that it's probably never coming out of the bed of your truck.
Yeah. So probably the most complex thing we'll have to do is put oil in it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't ask if it comes with oil. Hopefully.
It should. They almost always do. And worst case, Walmart's in town.
Yeah.
A few minutes away. It does say the propane connection is included. It says it weighs 100 pounds.
It's the same weight as the Champion.
Huh.
This was not the day I was expecting, or not
No.
the afternoon I was expecting. I'm lucky I didn't have stuff scheduled to do.
Mm-hmm. Certainly not the afternoon I was expecting.
What were you expecting? What
I
were you
thought I
gonna
was
do?
going to be editing some video because I need to have something ready to come out. But I haven't. Finally I find the warranty. You might want to buy the extended warranty because we guarantee the product to be free from defects in materials and workmanship 90 days from the date of purchase.
That's the 12 weeks.
Yes.
So does it say how much the extended is?
No. I thought you saw when we were
She
there.
didn't mention the amount.
And I'm thinking there may not be oil.
Really?
Yeah, because it says frequently bought together, and they're showing oil.
So maybe we should just, it can't hurt to stop on the way back and buy some
Right.
oil. Anything else I might need to buy that isn't included.
No, I mean you need to put oil in before you can
But
start.
what, do you know what weight
Yes,
oil?
10W30.
10W30.
Pretty sure that's what it says. Let me just.
We will come back again when we're back, and Sally's giving me instructions on how to cut that box and get everything going. We'll be back. So, thanks to Sally Forth, we got it set up and it's running on propane, and it's very smooth, and so far, so good. Check it out. What do you think, Dottie? What do you think, Dottie dog? That's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching my video. If I already thought thank you before, I'm just thanking you again. Take care.